retired. He said they're really, really nice, but they live close to 476.
I talk to my neighbor all the time. I have no idea what her name is.
Dad stops everybody on, well, is our road a mile and a half, about, give or take a little. He stops everybody and talks to him. I don't.
Good man, good man. All right, how are y'all feeling today?
Okay, can I close the door?
Are you cold?
Well, the breeze is hitting me on my back.
Want me to move down?
No, you could come down here if you
No,
want.
no.
I just look on, it's a little strong. I put you there, so don't act smart.
Well, look,
You won't get the breeze on your back.
Didn't I say that, Margaret? Yes, you did.
She watched too much of the debate last night.
She did.
He tries to be a wise guy. Oh, look at me, I'm a
Ooh, that's not good.
good girl.
Take that off.
That doesn't work.
No, it's not working on
it puts
screen.
too much of a shadow on.
that's all right.
Actually, I think it feels nice in here, but I'm not all bundled up.
True, true.
Okay. Well, we'll start off cross-legged. And you close your eyes, take a few breaths.
If for some reason you are feeling cold, we'll get you feeling warm in a minute. Let those shoulders relax. Make sure you're breathing from your belly. Sit up nice and tall for just a second. We're going to take one hand, place it behind us, other hand on the thigh, and just twist. 2 breaths while you're there. Big breath in, move through the center, exhale and twist. Back to the center, we're going to fold it over, so walk those fingertips out and lean over those legs. Inhale, come on up. Lean over to the side, nice and easy a couple times. Just taking your time at each spot. We'll just switch back and forth. Get those arms and sides all warmed up. Couple more passes. Keep that breathing nice and deep. And then when you're ready, we're just going to unhook the feet. We're going to place them in a butterfly position, cobbler position here. Okay, and nice and easy, we're going to fold it forward and lean over those feet. Now remember, if this is a bit much for you, you can have your hands behind you on the floor so you don't feel like you're going to tip backwards. Try and relax through those hips, a couple more breaths. Inhale and come on up. Let's take both knees, plop them off to one side. Other hand's gonna go behind us, and let's go into a big twist. So we're turning away from the thighs, looking straight behind you if you can. One more breath here. We're gonna exhale, move past the front, flip your knees over to the other side, the same thing. Hand on top of your thighs and twist. Trying to turn that whole body around. Keeping your chest up tall. Come back to the front, and you can send your legs out long. Mat here. Send your legs out nice and long. Bob your knees if you like. We're going to end up in a forward fold. So if you want to start with your hands behind you and gradually tip forward, you can. We're trying to reach your hands towards your shins. Taking a few deep breaths. And as your body starts to relax some, you can try to reach a little further. Inhale and come on up. And now same thing as we did earlier, just easy side bends. Just with our legs out in front. You can stay in each position as long as you like. Just easy stretch through the sides of the body. Okay, so from here we're gonna come up onto our hands and knees. So you can put those knees underneath you. Let's send the hands forward. So we've got hands underneath our shoulders, knees under our hips. And we're going to curl the toes under a little bit here. So just starting to kind of move the body forward and back, just opening up through all of those joints. So your shoulders, your wrists, hips, knees, toes. And then if you need to walk your hands forward some to increase how far you're moving, you can. So just moving nice and easy. Hips open up. So when you're ready, we're going to pull the hands in a little bit. We're going to send the knees wide, bring the toes together. We're going to go through threading the needle. So we're going to start with one arm, stretching it toward the sky. And we're going to keep this kind of like a easy movement thing. So breathing in for a sec, then we're going to take that arm, thread it underneath the other arm. We're turning to face the side, but just staying there for about a breath or so. And then we're lifting the body up again, pulling that arm up, stretching toward the ceiling. And again, exhaling through, take your time. Just turning through the chest. And then one last time, bringing that arm up, turning that chest to the side, big open movement through the shoulder, and then exhale, twist it through, facing off to the other side of the mat. Be good. Okay, bring that hand in. Let's place that arm underneath us, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So turn and stretch towards the ceiling, lifting up with that arm. Taking a breath in as you exhale, returning, moving that chest off to the side, lowering that shoulder for a breath or so. And again, we'll inhale, let's lift the body up. Stretch that hand up toward the ceiling. Get a good twist through the chest. Again, we're exhaling through, stretching that arm over, turning the chest and shoulders to the side. And one last time, inhaling, bringing that arm up. And then exhaling, turning through. Very good. You can go ahead and bring the body up again. We're going to keep the knees out wide. Just walk the hands forward, set the hips back, and let's stretch out here in extended child's pose for just a moment. Trying to open up through those shoulders. Try to keep those hips soft. Allow your belly button to fall toward the floor. Couple more breaths. Okay, then we're going to bring it forward. Place those hands underneath your shoulders again. Pull the knees in. We're going to go into a high plank. So stretch out those fingers. Send the legs out straight underneath you. Curl the toes under and get a little tuck of the hips. Keeping those shoulders down from the ears. One more breath in. On the exhale, we're going to drop the knees down, sink the hips, open up through the chest. Give this one 2 deep breaths. And then we're going to pick the hips up again. Let's take one knee, pull it forward, and we're going to settle in the pigeon. So one leg in front, other leg is going to be as straight as possible behind us. And if you can't do the leg straight, you can just bend onto the side. Okay, so just starting off, trying to sit up nice and tall. Allowing that front hip to stretch on the outside and then opening up your back hip on the front side. And then very gradually, you can start to walk those hands forward, and you can stretch your belly button over that front knee. You can settle down to the floor if that feels comfortable. Few more breaths. Inhale, whenever you're ready, take your time. We're gonna come on up again. You can hang out here for a second if you want, and then we're gonna meet in a high plank again. So when you're ready, you're gonna anchor those hands down, and then you'll send that front knee back. And we'll have toes curled under, body will come up off of the floor. Giving it 3 deep breaths. Tucking those hips under. And then we're gonna sink the knees down, allow the hips to sag, open up through the chest. Give this one 2 deep breaths. And then we're gonna pick the hips up again. Let's bring the opposite knee forward. So other knee is gonna come forward for our pigeon. Back leg is gonna be back nice and straight. We're just working on settling the hips at first. So his hands can go down the floor. And we're opening up through those hips. So through the outside of your front hip, and front side of your back hip. And same thing here, as you feel comfortable, you can start to walk those hands forward. And you can fold over your front knee if you'd like. Just settling down wherever you need to stretch out. Try and relax through that hip. Few more breaths. And whenever you're ready, you're going to come up out of that shape. You'll sit up for a second if you need it. And then we're going to meet in a downward facing dog. So you're going to settle your hands down. You'll send your hips up and have those toes curled under. So that's up to you. You can move whenever you're ready. Toes are going to go under. Hips will come up and move back. And give it a few breaths. Try to sink those heels down toward the floor. Give it one more breath in. On the exhale, you can walk your feet forward, walk your hands back. And then take your time standing on up. Knees forward, hips forward. And body up nice and tall. Awesome. Okay, let's just stand up here for just a second. So have those feet about a shoulder width wide. Body up nice and tall. Take a few breaths. A whole bunch of stuff on those wrists, so you can relax those wrists for a second if you need. Roll those shoulders back. We're going to take one arm, stretch it across the chest so you can grab hold with the other arm and just hold. Stretching through the back side of the shoulder and into your shoulder blade. And then repeating on the other side, you can swing that arm down, other arm over, you'll grab, hold, and pull. Relax that arm. This time we're gonna take one arm, stretch it up overhead, and then bend at the elbow, trying to reach toward the middle of your upper back. And if you need to, you can use the other hand to push that elbow back a little bit more. Big stretch through the back side of your arm. And from there, if you can hold that position, we're gonna take the supporting arm, pull it behind the back, and try to stretch up in the direction of your fingers. Keeping that chest up as much as you can. One more breath in. And exhale and release. Relax those arms for a sec. We're going to repeat with the other arm on top. So this time, the other arm goes up toward the ceiling. We'll bend at the elbow, stretch it down toward the middle of the back. If you need the extra support, you can use that other hand, pushing that elbow up. And same thing, that hand's gonna go behind the back. You're gonna stretch in the direction of that downward reaching arm. And keep that chest up. Last breath in, and then exhale, you can release those hands. Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go into a little side stretch here. So feet are gonna go out nice and wide. We're going to turn one foot out and off to the side. And first thing, we're just going to take one arm, stretch it down toward the inside ankle, other arm up toward the ceiling. Allowing that hip to shift off to the back leg. Let's give it 3 deep breaths. Keeping that chest open to the inside of the body. And then from here, we're going to bend that front knee. So bend that leg that we're leaning over. We're going to prop the elbow up on top of the thigh. And then take the arm that's reaching toward the ceiling, stretch it over toward the top edge of the room, so in the direction your body is leaning. One more breath in. Exhale, you can pull that arm down, lift the body up. We're going to pull that foot in. We're going to repeat on the other side, so turn your foot out. Now same thing. We're tipping the body, so send your hips back, stretch one arm down toward the inside of your ankle, other hand up toward the ceiling. Give it 3 deep breaths. Keeping that chest open toward the middle of your body. And then same thing, we're shifting this into a side angle, so your front knee will bend. You're gonna drop your elbow on top of your front knee. And then that arm reaching toward the ceiling is gonna stretch toward the top edge of the room. So it's gonna go up over your body. One more breath in. On the exhale, you can push up and out of that shape. Bring the arms down. Put your feet in. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go back down to the mat. Let's go into downward facing dog first, though. So start off with just a little fold forward. Hips are going to go back. Stretching the hands down. Breathing here for a sec, and then you're going to transition into downward dog. So when you're ready, you'll bend the knees a little bit. Drop those fingertips toward the mat. Walk your hands forward or feet back or whatever. And then lift those hips up high. And then once you're satisfied here, you can lower down to the mat and you can either stay face down or you can flip face up for our last couple of minutes here. So find a position that's comfortable for you. And we're gonna relax out these last few moments. Stay here for one more moment if you'd like. And as you're done for today, you can wiggle around and sit on up when you're finished. All right, how's everybody feeling?